I'm dating someone. I have a boyfriend. My boyfriend's younger than me, which that's like the first time. I've never dated anyone younger than me. I've always dated guys a couple years older than me. And he's not like a bunch younger than me. He's only like 2 years younger than me, plus 6. And but I was nervous. Like, I didn't want to date him because I'm so used to dating guys older. And here's my theory, okay? I feel like that men in their 40s, they expect different things, less, if you will, in the sex area than men in their 30s. You know, and this isn't a whole, I'm not gonna go on a rant about how I don't like sex. I like it, I like sex. I'll fucking have it right now, okay? I will, right here. Someone come up here. That guy waving, come on. But I feel like men in their 40s, they expect less because they grew up on different porn. Right? Like, guys in your 40s, right? You had to have a credit card and a valid email address, and like you had to like click a box and to get in there. And now guys in their 30s, it's just a fucking free-for-all. It's just, it's not ever. And so because it's a free-for-all, women are just doing terrible things in porn. Like, it's not enough anymore just to put a dick in your mouth, you know? You got to put 8. And like, so I was so scared. I was like, I know what girls do in porn now. So on the first time that he and I had sex, which was like 2 weeks before our first date, I was like, I've watched porn. Here's the thing. I don't scream and I don't squirt. I know, I'm sorry, Burbank, I'm sorry. People squirt and they're proud of it too. They're like, oh, look at the yardage on that, or we're like, oh my God, if anything ever comes launching out of my vagina, I'm going right to the hospital, okay? But I was like, those 2 things I don't do. He said, well, who have you been dating? But one of my friends is, she's a very angry single person. Like, she's, you know, and nobody should worry about it. I mean, maybe that guy, but like, no, when you're single, it's fun, like, have fun, enjoy it, right? It's fun to be single. It's fun to be in a relationship, whatever, but she's not like that. Like, she hates it. So she's doing online dating, which I tried a very long time ago. I tried like the sad first version. I tried eHarmony when I think like that was cool back then, but now it's like the sad one. But I tried it for a second. And first of all, I was trying to fill out that form, and there was just pages and pages of questions. And I started to feel bad about myself, because it's like, what are your activities and your hobbies? I was like, I don't fucking have any. Like, is happy hour an interest? I gave up. My profile just said, looking for someone to drive. And after that, though, I moved in with somebody after that. And we were together for like 5 years. We lived together for a year, 2 months. Because that's when I realized, like, when you live with someone, they're there. All the time. I'd come home and I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing here? And it's like, I know it's a good thing, right? When you're happy and you're in a relationship, and it's a good, but for me, I think it's very important to live together first, right? Because you find out, you know, your deal breakers. You find, like, here's an example. When he and I were living together, he broke his leg, which, whatever, I guess hurts, but shut up. So he was just like hobbling around the house, oh, my leg, and I was like, I said, you need to take your Vicodin. Take your Vicodin. The doctor gave you all that Vicodin. You need to take it. He said, Sarah, I don't like to take prescription medication. And that's when I knew. I was like, I need a Xanax just to get through the battle rounds on The Voice. So. But I do miss a couple things about, like, living alone is fun until you order delivery. And because I like to order several options. maybe something that'll last a couple days. So I order several meals, and I know that when the delivery people show up, they're like, So I know they're on to me, but I literally every time I'm like, food's here. Well, he probably can't hear me. He's in the shower, because we just got done fucking. The other thing I hate about living alone, I hate single grocery shopping because I'm not home a lot, I'm not in town a lot, so I only buy a few quick things when I'm out at the grocery store. And I guess I need to make a list, because if you make a list, then you can look at what all your items together might look like to someone else when they're in a basket. So here's an example. I was grocery shopping. This happened in June, which will make sense in a second. But I was grocery shopping, and I was going through the line. I had everything on the conveyor belt, and then there were these two guys behind me, like kind of cute, like early 30s guys, and they were like staring at me, and I was like, oh, here we go, Can't even go to the grocery store anymore. So Then I was like bending over, like, oh, I need some gum. And then I realized they're not looking at me at all, right? They're looking at the conveyor belt, and that's when I became painfully aware of what was on there. I had 2 bottles of vodka, with the handle, the kind with the handle. Tampons, Skittles. I was hungry, and 2 Father's Day cards. I was like, oh my God, these guys aren't checking me out. They're just looking at me like, oh my God, look at that girl with her period and her drinking problem and all those dads. But my friend who's doing, she's doing online dating. How many people here are doing I keep saying online dating like I'm 100, but on the online, when you go in, anybody here doing it? Thank you for being honest. The rest of you are fucking liars. You're liars. There are millions and millions of websites and millions of people on them. Really, out of all of you, just those 2 are on it? Fuck you, I'll find you. I will. I have a great memory for faces and nothing but time on my hands. I will go home tonight and I will find you on Farmers Only. I know you're on there. Have you guys seen, by the way, the Farmers Only, the dating website? Oh my God, I'm obsessed with it. If you don't know what it is, it's a dating website for farmers only. And the commercials are my favorite thing in the world. If you haven't seen one, you need to go home tonight and you need to Google it and then maybe throw out your computer. But there's just like a guy in a field and then a goat runs by. Pretty fast. And then all of a sudden this voice comes on and it goes, Farmers Only. City folk just don't get it. Oh my God, I don't get it. Which one are you on? Which dating website? Okay, Cupid. Oh my God, that's the one that my friend's on. Yes, no, yeah? Are you having any? No. Do you want to meet that guy? Because okay, Cupid, it's so funny because she's on it. She's been on it for like 3 months and she's just so bitter about being single. So she's been on it and like 3 months into it and nobody is like winking at her or poking her or that is the problem. But I was like, I think that's weird too because she's a really pretty girl, like brunette, like, big boobs. And I was like, that's so weird to me because that's all you see at first is the picture. He doesn't know that she's a raging alcoholic whore. So I was like, that's weird, So I go, let me look at your profile, because that's, the picture is the first thing. And there's a really good picture of her. She's like, she's by the beach, but then she's wearing like a businessy top. Because apparently research says if you want to take a fun photo by the beach, then you also need to wear a shirt that says you can be serious. Like people thought about this. It's like a mullet. It's like, like business in front, party in the back photo. So I was like, so that's good. And then because she does have really, really big boobs, and they were in there, but they weren't out too much, but they were properly placed where a guy could be like, yeah, I want to put my dick in those, Which, by the way, guys, that's just for you. There's not, if your lady does that for you, that's for you. There's nothing that we gain. Nothing. I have had some pretty bad days in my life. And not once did I go, you know what would make this better? If somebody would just slap their dick right here. So she has this good picture, and then I start reading her profile, and like I said, I'm used to the one that's like, what are you reading right now? They don't give a shit about that anymore. The first question they asked, which I guess is kind of normal, they ask if you'll have sex before marriage, and hers said no, so I was like, well, we need to change that, or you're gonna fucking die alone. Right, is there anybody here, by the way, by round of applause, anybody waiting for marriage to have sex? Oh, you are? Oh, no, he's like, I'm saying whatever I can at this point. No, and if anybody is, by the way, I think that's great. Like, good for you. If anybody wants to wait until marriage for like a religious reason or a family reason, good, you should. You know, it's just not for me. I feel like I need to know that I'm sexually compatible with somebody before I agree to spend the rest of my life with them, right? Like, what if I agree to that bullshit? What if I agree to that bullshit and then I go on my honeymoon and my husband takes off his pants and then he just doesn't have a penis? And that's not like a small penis reference, guys. Don't get all, it's fine. We can work. I'm talking about literally doesn't have one. Like, oh, sorry, I lost it in a war. You never asked. I'm sorry if anybody here did. If anybody here did lose their penis in the war, I didn't mean to bring it up. Not on a weekend. That's when you miss it the most, you know? Like, it is the weekend. Where's my dick? Oh, but then, so the third question down on this profile, asks if you're into anal. What? Like, right? What'd you say? I was shocked. I was like, that's where we are now? That's where we are in dating? Like, you have to decide about that before you even meet somebody? Like, before you even agree to meet them, so that when you do go, to meet them on a Saturday afternoon at Starbucks, you walk in and they're like, yeah. And you're like, what? Why'd you bring lube to Starbucks? Oh, and my favorite thing about this question when I saw it is that you can't write in your own answer. You can't say like an explanation about how you feel about anal. They give you 3 options. With a little drop-down menu, you can say yes, you can say no, or you can say sometimes. Like, what is sometimes? Like, I feel like it's pretty yes or no. Like, just sometimes, like, okay, fuck it, it's your birthday. Let's get on in there. I assume that's the position, right, ma'am? Yeah. Sometimes. It should say yes, no, and we'll talk about it when I find out how much money you make. Oh, and right after that, it says, what's the most personal thing you're willing to reveal about yourself? It's like, I think you just did with anal. I'm turning 40 in a month. Yeah. Thank you. I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. I feel kind of excited about it, and I didn't have any really insecurities about it until recently. I just went in for my annual, I don't want to say the word pap smear. I just did, but you know what I mean, the annual checkup thing. So I went in for that, and while she was investigating me, she said, oh, have you thought about getting an eyelid lift? And I was like, well, if you can fucking see them from where you are. yeah, I should get one. Like going to I guess going to the doctor just takes a turn when you start getting older. Like, okay, this is kind of a stupid story, but I went to another doctor because I was done with her. I was like, well, I don't want anyone telling me I need a neck lift when I just say my foot hurts or something. So I go to this other doctor because I was feeling very bitchy. I don't know. I know it seems like you would just go, oh, hey, just stop being bitchy, but that's not my move, really. Like, I want a medical diagnosis, so that way, if one day I'm being bitchy and someone says it to me, I can be like, I have a condition, asshole. So I go to this doctor and I tell him, that I'm being bitchy, and he goes, I said, I need my hormones tested, because that's what I've diagnosed myself with on like WebMD or whatever, right? Like I figured my hormones are imbalanced. So I go in there, I said, I need to test my hormones. I'm feeling very bitchy. And before they'll do that for you, by the way, they ask you a ton of questions because it's a very expensive and extensive test. So of course he's like, well, what do you eat? Maybe that can make you bitchy. Or what do you drink? That can make you, do you drink alcohol? And I was like, I eat kale all day. Just take the fucking test, asshole. And then he was like, you do seem bitchy. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this test. And then I came back 2 weeks later, and he had the results, and he said, I didn't really find anything in your, in your hormones that would make you bitchy or whatever, but I did find something I need to tell you about. He said, your FSH levels are very low. And I said, well, I don't know what that is. He said, well, that's your fertility hormone, and it's low. So if you want to get pregnant, you probably can't. And I said, okay, does that make you bitchy? And he was like, no, but it means you probably can't have kids if you want to. And I said, okay, but what about the bitchy thing? And he was like, no, I didn't find anything about that. And then he kind of kept going, and I felt like he was trying to get a reaction out of me. And finally I was like, what's your problem? Why? And then I realized, oh, this is a man in his 50s telling a woman that she probably can't have kids. And that's usually bad news. But for me, I was like, oh, doctor, it's okay. I've spent most of my life trying not to get pregnant. Print that out. I'll put on a V-neck and go to happy hour and fucking kill it right now. By the way, are there a lot of parents here tonight? A few of you? How many kids do you have? Two boys, girls? One boy, one girl. That's okay, fun. No, I like kids. I feel like a lot of times when you say you don't want kids, people think that means you're mad at babies and you want to punch babies. No, that's not what it means. I mean, I've met a couple, yeah, I'd punch, but I like kids a whole bunch. I just don't want to have them. How old is your girl? 2 next month. Do you like her? You love her? The boy is 3. I feel like a boy. Here's the thing. I know I already said I don't want kids, but here's the thing. If somebody told me I had to, right? If somebody forced me to, well, I shouldn't say forced, but you know what I mean? If someone was like, Sarah, you have to have a baby or something bad's gonna happen in the world, all the vodka's gonna just disappear. Well, I would have a baby because I care about you guys. Yeah, you're welcome. But I would want to have a boy. Does anybody else feel that way? It's nothing against little girls. I just can't fucking stand them. Little girls to me are aren't they? And I'm a girl, I can say it. Girls are tough. They're with that high-pitched voice, and they're always wearing pink and running around. I'm a princess, I'm a princess, I'm a princess. No, you're not. You're just an asshole. We don't even have royalty in the United States, so you sound stupid. And they have I guess I was more of a tomboy growing up. They have imaginary friends, right? How many girls in here had imaginary friends growing up? Do you remember your imaginary friend's name? Did you just say polka dot? No, thank you. You're just validating my point that women are fucking crazy. You called this person a friend and then you gave it a polka dot. That's not a name. And what? Here's what I'm always curious about, because I didn't have imaginary friends growing up. I had real fucking friends. Like polka dot, what happened when one day? When did polka dot leave? You don't know. You just grew up. And you didn't want to take polka dot with you? I mean, I agree that you shouldn't have, but what the fuck? Like, that's what I always think. Like, nobody ever knows. Oh, what happened to my imaginary friend? I don't know. Well, you invented polka dot. Give her a nice story. You know, send her off somewhere. Instead, you're just like, oh, fuck her. Women are so brutal. Guys don't do that. But I have a niece, she's 16 now, but when she was 5, oh my God. Like, that was what drove me crazy, was that she always had like imaginary friends. Every time I would go over, she was having a tea party, you know? And she would open up the door and her eyes would be all fucking wide and creepy like Chucky, and she'd be like, you wanna come in? I'm having a tea party, you wanna come in? And I don't buy into that shit. I'm not gonna make anyone more crazy, so I'd just tell her, I'd be like, you're not, there's nobody here. Yeah, no, you gotta be real. You gotta get real with these kids. I was like, there's nobody here, there's no tea, you're a terrible hostess. Oh, scared. And then she wouldn't break, though. They don't break, girls. They just keep going. They just keep lying to you. Like, she would just keep her hand out. No, you want some hot tea? Here you go. I'd be like, well, there's nothing in your hand, you little freak. You're just doing this, but you want me to pour some hot tea in there? It'll hurt. I don't want to sound like I'm like an anti-woman. I mean, I love women. I'm a woman, and I love women when they grow up. I'm not a lesbian, though. I just, for the record. I feel like, because I grew up in the South. I grew up in Arkansas. If anybody, yeah, that's it. Everyone else, yeah, we're very excited about Arkansas. Are you from there? Your mom is. Okay, well, that's good. What's she up to? I love being from Arkansas, but I grew up in a really, really small town, right? So I am sort of like the odd man out, because everybody that I went to high school with, they stayed there, they got married, they had a bunch of kids, but like so not in that order. So when I go home and I run into them at Walmart, where they all work, they're always coming up to me going, Sarah, are you lesbian? You're lesbian, aren't you? You've never been married, you don't have kids, you're lesbian. Just tell me, I got $20 on it, tell me. I'm not lesbian, I actually, okay, you know what? I did try. I'll tell you guys, I feel close to you. I'll tell you. I did, I tried, oh, this is such an embarrassing story. But I was in college, and I was in the theater department, and all my friends and like they all were gay. All the guys were gay, and all the women were lesbians. I mean, and so I was like, you know, they just looked like they were having fun all the time. Like, I was dating these guys in college, and they were annoying, and I was like, I don't know, it looks nice being a lesbian. Maybe I should do that. So I take my roommate. This is a roommate of mine at the time. I take her out to dinner to come out to her, and. Now, she's a real lesbian, so we keep this story. Okay, so she and I go out to dinner, and we start talking, and after we finally had a couple margaritas, and I was like, Rebecca, I have to tell you something. I brought you here to tell you I'm a lesbian. And she said, no, you're not. And I said, well, yeah, I am. She said, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. I just came out. You came out one time, and now you're a lesbian, and I came out now too, so I'm a lesbian. That's how it works. And she said, no, I came out because I'm gay. You're coming out because you're hammered. And then I was mad. I was mad at her because I brought her out to be my, you know, like, she's supposed to be my sponsor, right? Like, Like, that's what I figured. Like, I have a lesbian, a real one. I'll take her out, and then she'll be my sponsor. And then, like in AA, so late at night when I'm like, Rebecca, I really need some dick. She'd be like, get away from the dick. You don't need the dick. You know? But Rebecca's not having it, right? She's like, you're not a lesbian. So I said, okay. So then we go in this back and forth. And I'm mad at her in my head because I understand that I'm not telling the truth, but she doesn't know for sure I'm not telling the truth. And now she's just being a bad friend, in my opinion. So I decide to keep going with it, right? And I said, I'm a lesbian, that's right. And she goes, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am, and I'm gonna prove it because we're gonna go back to our place tonight, and I'm gonna eat your pussy. And she said, I'm sorry, you're gonna what? And I said, I'm gonna eat your pussy. And that's exactly how I said it, because the second I said it, I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Like, nothing against pussies, but at this point in my life, I had only seen one, and that was in a mirror on accident. And quite honestly, it scared the shit out of me. Right? So I was like, why does it look like that? It's all like flappy. Terrified me. Is that just mine? Oh, God. So, like, I'm terrified, right? So now I won't back down. She won't back down. And now I think she's pretty much just mocking me. She's like, great, I can't wait to get home tonight and get my pumpkin eaten. Like, so keep in mind we live together, and we go back to our place because, and I decided we'd go into her bedroom because I figured that was like, that's what I was used to, like leaving, after sex. So we go into her room, and we turn off the light. We turn the lights down, not enough. And she just takes off her pants, her cargo pants. Sorry, lesbians. I know you dress better than me. But she takes them off, and then she lays down. She goes, let's go. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, I thought she would do it first, to me, like that. And then I could just be like, oh, we'll fall asleep afterwards. And that would be like my nice, like welcoming initiation into lesbianism, and it would be nice. But since she's on to me, she's not having that. So she's like, no, prove it, go ahead. So I was like, all right, I can't wait. Your puppy. So I'm like, I'm stalling pretty much as I can above her. I'm doing like a weird, I don't know what, I'm just like, I'm like hoping maybe she'll just like pass out or something if I stay up here. And I'm like, well, maybe I do like a weird dance down to her vagina, and I keep my eyes closed, and I think it can't be that bad. Like, it's like maybe it won't look like mine. Maybe mine's just off, and and I'll enjoy this, right? So I get down there, and I get ready, and I open my eyes, and I see it, and I'm like, oh shit, no. Like, it looks just like mine, right? Except hers looked like it'd been camping for a while. So now I'm like, okay, all I know is I don't want to back down, but I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. Nothing against vaginas, by the way. I don't want to ruin anyone's night tonight. Have sex. We thank you. Men, thank you very much for your service. We appreciate it. We do. Keep going on in there, yes. But for me, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. So now I'm thinking, like, what can I do to make her feel good, but not come in physical contact with what I see in front of me? Like, how can I get away with this and then still be like, I did it, So all I can think of, oh, I told you guys this is embarrassing. So all I can think of is I close my eyes and I just go, And she was like, did you just blow on my vagina? And I said, yeah, I love it when guys do that to me, right? And she was like, oh my God, maybe you do want to be a lesbian. If that's what guys are doing to you, it's wrong. Like, I was like, oh, maybe I didn't do it hard enough. It was like I was at a DUI checkpoint, you know? And finally, after like a good 4 minutes of me doing that, I was like getting lightheaded. She goes, Sarah, forget it. You don't have to do this, just forget it. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. Like, that's a good friend, right? Like, that's a really good friend. She didn't let me humiliate myself any further. She didn't make me admit that when she just goes, just forget it. And she kind of like reached down and she's like pulled me away and put me up here, like put her head here. And I was like, thank you, Rebecca, you're such a good friend. And then I said, well, wait, you're still gonna do it to me, right? And she is a good friend, because you know what she said? She goes, you know what? Sure. And then she got down there. I was like, fair enough. One of my friends wrote me, like one of those e-cards, you know how everything now when you go on like Instagram or Facebook, everything is a wacky e-card. It's usually like a little old lady with a parasol and it's like all old-timey looking, and then it says something really fun in the corner like, oh, I love to cook with wine. Sometimes I even put it in the food, or, you know, like dumb fucking things. So I get one from one of my friends yesterday. She's telling me that she's pregnant, and the e-card, it says, it might be pink, it might be blue, all we know is we are due. And I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? So I write her back, and I said, I don't know what this is. What is this about? And she goes, I'm pregnant. And I said, well, how do you know if you're pregnant if it's not pink or blue? And she was like, no, we don't know if it's a boy or a girl. So, and I was like, oh. And she goes, do you not want me to tell you news anymore? And I was like, man, just tell me normal. Just send a normal text that says I'm pregnant, and then I'll know, and I can say congratulations or whatever. You know, like, is that how we're doing everything now with a fun poem? Like, what if it's bad news, you know? Like, what if you take your pregnancy test and it's bad news? Do you send out an e-card the next day like, oh, the results are in. I laughed and I cried. Planned Parenthood tomorrow. Who wants to give me a ride? I have a fallback career now. E-card writing. I just feel like people get a little obnoxious now when they have kids. Like, I'm always happy for people when they have kids. Like, here's an example. One of my friends recently, he was always like saying he didn't want to have a kid, and then recently he had a little boy, and he was very excited, and he was like, you know, his wife, when he met his wife, he just changed his mind. And I always thought that was a really nice story. She didn't make him change his mind. He just met her and was like, I want to have a baby with you. So that's cool, right? So everyone's happy for him, but now he's a dick. Now he's just so uppity about everything. Like, we were hanging out the other day, and I was showing him a picture of my car, because I just got a new car, and I was like, oh, it's brand new, and I like bought it, and I was so excited, and I'm showing it to him, and he goes, oh, Sarah, I used to show people pictures of my car too. But now I have a baby. And I know what's important. Oh, fuck you, right? I was like, well, your baby doesn't have a sunroof. So obnoxious, too. Like, one of my other friends always makes fun of me because I babysit, but apparently I put the diaper on backwards. And she loves to give me shit the next day. Oh, yeah, you can't figure it out. You put the diaper on backwards, put the diaper on backwards. You know what? It still caught it. That's the point, isn't it? I mean, how about your baby still shits his pants and he's 8? She said he's 2. I was like, well, he is oversized. My boyfriend lives in another state. Is anybody here in a long-distance relationship? By round of applause. It's like someone started to clap and then got scared. What? Where, back there, where does your other half live? I can't. Big Bear. Oh, Big Bear. Okay, so it's a couple hours from here, and but that's not too bad. You can drive and see each other. My boyfriend lives I can trump you. Yeah, my boyfriend lives in Seattle, and it's hard because thanks. They're like, Seattle's so much better than the other state that she mentioned, Arkansas. No, so he lives in Seattle. Here's the thing that I find difficult is I'm not one of those, I don't take dirty pictures, okay? So anybody here a dirty photo taker? Yeah? Look at you, you're trying not to let anyone see clapping. This is a very handsome man clapping. So you send dirty photos. He goes, yeah, fuck yeah I do. I'll take one right now. What do you take? What do men send? Just show me. No, because I feel like I know you can send a hot buff picture of yourself, but if you can't just send a picture of your balls out and expect people to be like, oh, thanks, But you do? Okay. What? No, you be you. I like it. Good. You clapped, I believe? You nodded. Yeah, okay. So you kind of send. Do you send the whole... She has to think about her answer. She's like, what did I send before I got here? You keep the face out. Yeah, that's smart. You got to keep the face out. You keep your face out too, right? Yeah, you're a pro. He's like, yeah, dumb bitch, of course. You got to keep the face out for sure. I've just never been a dirty texter. So now that I don't see my boyfriend that often, one of my friends the other day was like, you don't send dirty photos? I said, no. She goes, well, you need to start sending him dirty photos or he's going to start fucking other people. And I was like, that's it? That's my options? This isn't a good relationship. And so, anyway, but then I was on the road, right? And he's always sending me, requests for boobs. Just show me your tits. He loves me. So I'm out, I'm performing, I'm in a hotel, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna make his day. I'm just gonna send him a photo of my boobs. How hard can it be to take a photo of your boobs, right? I'll just snap one, send it off, and then everybody will be happy. So I hadn't seen him in a couple months, so I take a quick picture, I'm like, oh, and then I look at it, and I was like, oh, no. Oh my God, I can't believe you just file them off like that. It's so difficult to get a decent photo of yourself naked. I don't wanna brag, but I have nice boobs. Okay, they haven't won any awards, but they could. But I look at this photo of them, and I'm like, oh my God, that one looked like an eggplant, and the other one looked like a traffic cone that had been backed over, and I was like, this is awful. This is not what my boobs look like, right? So I start thinking okay, I got it. Maybe it's the lighting in the hotel as bad. So I turn down that lighting and I put on my iPod and then I'm turn on a floor fan. I don't know what that's gonna do. If anything starts waving in the wind, that's not a good sign. So I'm I'm in a full-on photo shoot. Oh, and the big mistake is I had already told him oh, here, one's coming, big guy, So now 6 hours later, he's like, where's the picture? And I'm like, I am going on a lunch break. This is work, right? So that now I'm I need a lighting guy. The room service guy was busy. So I don't know what to do, but I was I'm not going to bed without sending him a picture. So I Google image boobs. And I find a pair that I think kind of look like mine. And I sent him those. Yeah. Guess what? Totally fucking worked. He was like, thanks, babe. And I was like, those were a black lady's boobs. I have an older sister. Oh, I was talking about kids earlier. I have a nephew too, and that's so I like him obviously better than I like my niece, but he's cool. I love my nephew, but my sister is, She's very religious. She's like one of those people who has become religious later in life. I don't know if you know, I grew up Methodist. Anybody here? Yeah, okay, Methodist. Do you know what it is? I grew up, I don't really understand what it is. I just know that I was Methodist and we went to church. I didn't kill anybody and I could dance, you know? It's like a very easy religion, you know? So I'm growing up that way, and now my sister has become very religious later in life. I don't know if you know people that have become religious later in life, but I feel like what happens is they become fanatical. Like they're trying to make up for lost time. Like, I forgot to love Jesus when I was little, so I love him so much now. And it's like, oh my God. It's like, can't you just have like a crush on him, you know? So... And I don't want to make fun of her. It's awesome. She's doing like really great things with it, you know? And she's raising my nephew to be such a good kid. Like, he is such a good kid. Here's an example. She recently told me he had a girlfriend for the first time. He's 16, got his first girlfriend. And I said, oh, did you meet her? She's like, did I meet her? Did I meet her? Yeah. And then she proceeds to tell me that her and my brother-in-law and my nephew went over to this girl's house, met the parents, and then he went home, and then my nephew had to call the girl's dad and ask if he could be her boyfriend. And I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. It is nice, right? But it's like, I think, God, she's raising him to be like a really good boy. You know, that didn't happen when I was a kid. Like, Ricky Wallace didn't call my dad and say, oh, hey, can I finger Sarah on the back of a bus? But you know what? Maybe if he had, I would have turned out differently. She's also, my sister, I think what's really interesting is like, she's very, she forgets that I've grown up with her my entire life. So even though I'm really appreciative of the things that she's doing now, you know, in her religion, she forgets that I'm not used to it. Like, here's an example. I was home for Christmas, and we were out for family dinner. We were at Ruby Tuesdays. I don't mean to brag, you guys, but... And the meal comes, and my sister starts to reach for my hand. Now, in my defense, before I tell this story, we never said grace as a family growing up, okay? So I don't have a problem with the fact that she's about to say grace. I just truly don't know what the fuck she's doing. All I know is she's reaching for my right hand, and that's my fork hand, and I'm hungry, so I'm like, get off of me, stop it. We don't hold hands at dinner. And she was like, I'm trying to say grace. I said, what? She goes, I'm trying to say grace. I said, what? I'm trying to say grace. And I was like, oh, God. And then I went, ooh, did I just say it? Because I didn't mean to. And then I felt so bad because I wasn't trying to stop her. I said, I'm so sorry, but I don't always think before I speak. So I said, please continue to say grace. But just so you know, I mean, we're at Ruby Tuesdays, so... God's not here. And like, I have a question about that, actually. How many people here say grace before their meal? It's good. No, it's a good thing. So, and you clapped. Here's my question. We had appetizers. Why aren't we grateful? That's the best part of the meal, right? I'll fucking punch somebody for a jalapeno popper right now. Is that how you do it too? Yeah? Interesting. Do you think we can change that? No? That's it. You're just not grateful for appetite. That's fine. I think you're wrong. I'm going to start a pray before appetizers movement right now. She's also, oh, here's another story. Okay, so recently my grandfather passed away, and my sister and I was home for the funeral, and right after the funeral, my sister said, she said she wanted to go honor grandfather by having a meal at his favorite restaurant, Long John Silver's. I'm calling it a restaurant. okay? But because whatever, because that's what he called it. And he loved it.